What's going on, YouTube family? Oh, I just want to go live. Go live real quick. Um, I know it's early. One of my ears in the way. I'm just gonna talk because I know it's recorded. But I just want to go live because it's crazy. I woke up this morning thinking about this little boy. So it's an article out right now that you can look up on. Let's see. I can look it up on YouTube. See if I can find it. Miriam. I probably can find it. Oh, I think I had Googled it. What's going on to y'all? I just came up in here. I was trying to find this article from yesterday. Not yesterday, it's from 4 days ago. So if you go on Google, and type this in. Wait. I don't know if it's backwards. It's backwards on my phone. 17-year-old arrested. They say 17-year-old arrested after shooting in Marion apartment complex. That, I don't know. Is it backwards? So if you Google it, it'll tell you what happened. But I think I found it on YouTube. I think I found it on YouTube as well. So this article was from 4 days ago. And which was Saturday night when the incident happened. So it says the perpetrator, 17-year-old Kevon Clemens, shot the victim with a handgun. The victim was transported to the hospital after the incident for treatment. Clemens is being charged with attempted felony murder. Clemens is my client, and he's 17-year-old, just turned 17. And now the boys. Now, his mama had just contacted me to set up his appointment to go back to school on August 9th. And when I tell y'all, like, from the person I know him like, the boy, his mom was strict. I mean, you can't stop kids from doing whatever they gonna do, even though she was strict. Because she'll burn him to the shop. I don't care if it's 11 o'clock. If I say I can get him in today, she gonna burn him up until at 11 o'clock. And he gonna sit there. He definitely gonna sit there until I get to him. He ain't going nowhere. So she made sure she was on top of him. But, at the end of the day, he got a mind of his own. He just turned 17 years old. And I heard he had gotten in a fight probably like a week ago, and they jumped him. So this could have played a part in why he used the gun this time, which it wasn't even his gun. His stepdad came to the shop the other day and said he went home and got his gun, and that's the gun he used. But I don't know. I don't know. I've been doing his hair. Let me see, since 2019, and seeing him from a little boy to now. I did see his life kind of. I kind of felt like me and my I'm calling my coworker, but the guy that I work with, we both said that he just was trying to follow the crowd, trying to fit in with, it's a lot of gun violence out there. A lot of kids around here use a gun. A lot of kids trying to look like somebody, trying to act like they hard. We see it all the time working in the shop. But I can honestly tell you, I can look at that boy and say, and honestly know for a fact he ain't that type of kid. So I personally, for me, just from talking to him, he real respectful and stuff like this. Just from talking to him, being in the shop, I could tell he probably went, because you literally left. This is what gonna really, really hurt him. He left, went to go get the gun. He left, went to go get the gun, and then used the gun. So that's what's gonna really, really hurt him. Let me call you back. I'm on live real quick. But that's what's really, really gonna hurt him. Well, see, I'm sitting in my car. My client who was supposed to be here, she did not confirm her spot. No, her appointment at 11. But she confirmed her spot. So then I'm like, is you still coming? She said yes. Okay, well, come on then, because I won't even be sitting in the car right now. I wouldn't even be sitting here. I need her to come like ASAP. But yeah, I definitely don't witness a lot of clients disappearing like real, real fast. When I say fast, like, I'm working in an area where I never heard of. Like, I never heard of this area. I'm originally from down South Florida. So when I came to this area, I was new to every single thing. The guy that I work with, I met him one time when I was living, no, I met him 3 times when I was living in Panama City, because I let him cut my hair. When I had got my undercut, he cut my hair 3 times, and he didn't really do a good job. So I stopped letting him cut my hair. But from the 3 times that I used to work with him, went to let him cut my hair, we talked, and I told him I did hair or whatever. So years passed, and whenever he got a shop, he let me come work in his shop. But other than that, I didn't know nobody around here like that. So doing hair, I done met a lot of people, came across a lot of people, got not really close to a lot of people, but you kind of, build a connection with your clients. And the ones that, I feel like was good people, they either in prison or they dead and gone. And probably since I've been doing this, I probably done lost, since I've been doing this, I think within like the past 2 years, matter of fact, within this past year, I done lost about 5 clients. And y'all wouldn't believe, like, it happened so weird to where I'm actually feeling it, because it's like, you would think, okay, well, you just did that person hair and that's it. No, I had a client, I literally did his hair one time. When I say one time, I literally did his hair one time. This boy contacted me from, I gotta check my phone. Client cancel. My bad, I ain't even sent this message yet. So I did this client hair, and he contacted me in like, what year that was? Okay, this was what, I don't know if it was this year or last year, but he contacted me around like 2018, 2017. And he was like, I need to get you, I need to get you, I need to do my hair, I need you to save my hair. That's what he used to always, I need to save my hair. And I'm like, okay, well, me and him could never get on the same page because I think he was a truck driver and I was always busy. So we could never get on the same page with setting him up appointment. But he finally came after all them years of trying to get me, all them years of writing me, and we just could never get on the same page. He finally came. He was so happy when he finally got a chance to get his hair done. As soon as he walked in, it's like he knew me. It's like he felt like he knew me because he just always write me like, I need to get in your chair. I need to do that. And it's like he knew me when he came in the shop. I ain't know him. He really didn't know me, but it just felt like that because of all the times he was trying to get me to do his hair. And when he came to that shop, when I tell y'all, he was so excited. So we had a long conversation. I'm talking about, and the way I got him in, I knew it was meant to happen because the way I got him in, he literally was the last one in the chair. I think I was ready to go too. So he got to the shop probably about 5 or 6. So that means we didn't leave the shop till about 8 o'clock. So from that 2 hours of work, I was just, we were just talking and we talked like we knew each other and we didn't know nothing about each other. So I really connected with him that fast in that one day. Even though I did his hair that one day, we connected just like that. And he didn't know what he was going to do with his hair. He wanted his hair fixed so bad that he ended up cutting his hair. And I don't know if he cut his hair and started over or he cut his hair and he did something to it to where it was just all matted together and looked all crazy and stuff. So I had to try to figure out like, okay, well, you want to go this route or you want to go this route with your hair. So we made plans on just doing like, fixing it, doing the retwist, doing the 2-strand twist. And then if he don't want it that way, the next time he come back, we may just wick it up with doing the real big dreads, the real thick ones. We might just do that. But he was like, I'll let you know and make sure you post them pictures. And right when we was leaving, make sure you post them pictures now because I want to see them pictures. I'm like, all right, I got you. I'm like, he gave me a tip and everything. He was so excited about his hair. It was actually cute. So I was locking up. He was like, you want me to leave? Want me to wait on you outside? Because it was dark. Want me to wait on you outside? I was like, nah, you go ahead. You go ahead. I'm finna lock up. And, he was on his motorcycle. So, and I knew, okay, I had to go 50 minutes towards Dothan. He had to go towards Tallahassee, which was like hour and a half, 2 hours. I don't know how long it take him on the motorcycle. So I'm like, no, you ain't got to wait on me. You go do what you got to do, and I'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to lock up the shop. I'm going to go to the car and just head on, because you got a further drive than me. But he really wanted to wait till I walked out the shop. And I don't know. It's just them 2 hours felt like 5-6 hours that we had that connection. So, regular night, I leave, go home. And I did not post them pictures that night because I was tired. I was so tired. I had to get up the next morning, get back up at 6:30 the next morning. And early that morning, I got up, got the pictures. I edited my pictures or whatever. I love to edit my pictures, make them look more, make the colors pop more or whatever. So I did that. I posted the pictures. And don't you know, as soon as I posted the pictures, I tagged him in it because he wanted me to tag him. As soon as I did that, a girl wrote me in my message. She said, hey, the guy that you just posted pictures, he dead. I said, let me go see, because I know for a fact, I probably must have tagged the wrong person. That's what I'm thinking. I must have tagged the wrong person. Because I'm like, I know dang well I just seen this dude last night. And I know he told me to tag him. So let me make sure I got the right name. So I went through my messages and I found his name to make sure that was his name. I went to my post, found his name to make sure it matched. And I'm like, that is the same guy. So I'm like, what you talking about? So I wrote, I said, what you mean? Because I just did his hair last night. He was my last one. I said, I'm pretty sure I got the right person. She was like, yeah, I know he died last night. I'm like, what? Hold on. Wait a minute. Y'all, like, that's crazy. Like, when I tell y'all, I had to really, really go and do some research for me to believe that, because I'm like, I just left him. He told me he finna go stop by his mama house, Because he was trying to, like I said, he was trying to walk me out the shop. And I wouldn't let him. I told him, go ahead, go do what you got to do. He went to, he said, I'm finna go. He said, yeah, I got to go to my mom's house, see her, and then I'm driving back to Tallahassee. I said, okay. But when he left the shop last night, I found an article later that day because I couldn't believe it. And it took a while for me to actually see people posting about it. So I'm literally waiting to see if people posting about it because I didn't know who this girl was that wrote me. So I'm waiting to see if people post about it. So I finally seen one about somebody say, "Oh my God, I can't believe this happened to you," da 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 da, and they tagged his name. So I clicked on it and it was the same person. So I'm trying to find out what the fuck happened. Like, how did this even happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, did he walk out the door and go down the road and get hit? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see what the hell happened. So, kind of find out, okay, when we left the shop, he did go see his mom, like he said he was going to do. And I'm assuming when he was on a motorcycle, he went up this road. Where I'm at, I'm going to show y'all. Never mind, I ain't going to show y'all. But right here where I'm at in my car, it's a road. This road right here goes straight down that way. Go straight to his mom's house. He went up this road. We weren't in this shop at the time. We was in the back. We was over here in the other shop. It's like you go up the road a little ways. So he went down this same road though. He went up this road, went to go see his mama. Cause this road take you all the way to Dothan. If I get on this road, take me all the way to Dothan. But he stopped in another town, I think Greenwood, and he went there to see his parents before he left. So he left and was coming back up this road. I don't know if it was a bunch of cars. It's only two lanes, one lane going down and one lane coming up. So I don't know if he was trying to go around the cars or he was on a motorcycle. So you know how they do it on a motorcycle. But the guy that was in the accident, he said, I guess he was trying to go around the cars and ended up coming head on with a car. It was three cars that wrecked. It was him on a motorcycle. It was another car. It was the car that was head on, and I think the car that was beside them. So the guy that was driving head on that hit him on a motorcycle, he came to the shop, I think like 2 or 3 days later, and he told us his part of the story. And he said when he got in the wreck, his car lifted up off the ground. So this had to be some real fast impact speed and all that. But he said his car lifted up off the ground and his kids was in the car asleep. His son was in the passenger side. The other son was laying out in the back seat. He said he had to reach over while the car was in the air. He had to reach over and grab his son because he didn't want him to fly out the window. And I guess it was like a split second he had a chance to do that. And then one of his kids had a seatbelt on. They was all right. But the guy on the motorcycle died immediately, of course. And this all happened right when he left from me, went to go see his mama, was headed back to Tallahassee and got in that wreck and died. So I think that was one of the worst stories I done heard from a client, losing a client like that. I think that was like the worst one. Cause I literally was just with that boy. And the fact that he was like, the fact that it took us so long to get connected and then we finally got connected and then I did his hair. It's like I did his hair for his casket. So that was weird. Cause the hairdo I put in his head was like the same hairdo he had, you know what I'm saying, in the casket. That's weird. That was weird. And I got some stories. I got some stories about how I lost some clients. I think not the last one. The last one was the one that the little boy. But the incident that just happened with this little boy, he did not die, but he did use a gun. So that's just as bad to me. He, used the gun for whatever reason, and now you know what I'm saying, you was in jail for felony murder, and then it turned to murder because the little boy that he shot, he died. So that's just as bad. But the other clients, the ones that done passed. I done had a client, he had just came to me, like, get his hair done for the weekend. I think it was on like a Friday. Saturday, he went out to the club. In the club, they tried to kick him out. He done got into it with the security guard, took the security guard gun and started shooting inside the damn club, and he went to jail. I had literally just did his hair. I got on my phone and his face popped up as like a not a warrant, but the weekly news of arrests or whatever, and I went to it thinking it was old and it had just happened. I'm like, I just did the damn boy hair. Just did his, and he was a regular. So now he in jail. Then I had what was another one? I think that was the only two I know that had went to jail. No, he not the only. I had literally just did a guy hair. He came to my freaking house. When he came in, no lie, I had like like I think I did his hair twice, but it's spaced out by a couple of years. But he remember, like, when he sat down in the chair, he was like, yeah, I came to you a long time ago. Yeah, you do my sister hair, you do my nephew's hair. Da, da, da. I'm like, okay. But he kind of had a weird, it was like a vibe I didn't really like about him, especially when you come into my house. It was a vibe I didn't really like about him. He, not really saying he was like a wandering eyes type guy, but it was just something gave off a vibe that I wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? Like if I had it on me, I probably would have had my gun on the back of me, because it was just like a weird little feeling I ain't like about him. But I think the only thing that really would have made him like, oh, I ain't gonna F with you on that level, because I knew I knew his sister, or his sister knew me, and then I was still doing his nephew's hair. So if anything, he didn't want to mess up no connections. Now, if I ain't had no connections with none of them, he probably would have tried me on like a weird little level, you know what I'm saying? But not saying he would have, but I just got that vibe from him that it ain't like it. But this man, I had just did his hair, fixed his hair up or whatever. He had a big old bald spot in the middle of his head. I had, did his hair to where, he could pull his hair up and it won't look like he got a bald spot, because he normally used to wear his hair up in the middle, whatever. Just did his hair. This man, I don't know if he left my house. I seen he left my house walking. I don't know if he left my house walking and committed this crime, or he waited till the next day. But this man I seen an article on my phone the same way for the last one. It popped up on my news feed or whatever. I seen his face, his mugshot. This man then left walking and robbed the damn postal person. Post off the mailman. That's what is it? Was it the mailman? The mailman or the UPS? I think it was UPS, because I don't think it was the mailman. He done walked up on the man, pulled the gun out, told the man strip, took the man personal items, phone. No, he didn't take his phone. He took his wallet stuff and took some boxes or whatever. But he on foot. Done fucking robbed the damn UPS man. Walked up the road, dropping shit as he walking. So when the postal man called the police about it, he followed the dude in his truck, because he was walking, of course. Followed him in his truck on the trail until the police was able to get his ass. Come on now, like what? But I feel like that's the feeling that I got from him. I feel like that was the little feeling, that a little eerie feeling that I got. And sometimes we ignore those feelings, but I feel like that's the feeling that I got from him. Like he was on he'll do that. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, when he was in my chair, he was cool people. I knew his people. He knew my blah, blah, blah. But we ain't related, so I still don't trust him at all. But, I guess in his mind, if he did do that, that'll mess up his connection to his nephews. Like, when I tell you his sister, she'll bring all three of her boys to me. So, I guess he didn't want to mess that part up. But, I feel like if I didn't have no connections to nobody that he knew, none of that, he probably would have tried me on that level. Tried to rob me. You know what I'm saying? Something. But because I had that, I really had that feeling about him. But he didn't see, and he didn't even set the appointment. His girlfriend set the appointment for him. So it wasn't like I knew his name. I didn't know his name. I knew his face real good because I saw him twice, and he got them big eyes like that'll kind of like make you wonder, like, oh, he seems kind of sneaky, you know. But yeah, he went to jail for that, for stealing from the post office or whatever, a UPS man or whatever. I thought that was the dumbest crime I ever heard. Like, you walked up to commit a crime, literally, and you had to walk away. So you really ain't go that far because you was walking. So if he was able to follow you in the freaking truck, and then until the police came, what kind of crime? Like, you wanted to go to jail. That's about what it sounds like. You want to go to jail. Well, yeah, that's one of the dumbest crimes I heard. I done heard with my clients. I think that's one of the dumbest. Um, I done had another client. Two clients died in the car wrecks. No, one of them died. He was the driver, and he was a teenager. He was like 17, drunk driving, and he died, killed himself. His friends in the car, they was alive, and that's the only person that I was asked to do his hair. Um, was I wrong for I don't know. I couldn't do that. I like he used to have the wigs. So when I did his hair, when he came to the shop, it was time for him to get a hairdo. But he didn't have an appointment. But it was time for him, like his hair was like nappy, he had a bunch of new girl, whatever, and I was telling him, like, I was like, it's about that time, man. And he was like, yeah, I'm being here. I got you, I'm being here. And he played basketball, so I'm sure, practice and all that is probably what held him up. And then, a lot of these Florida guys, they had to look nappy sometimes. So I didn't press him about it. I'm like, all right, I'll see you whenever you come. But that was the last time I seen him. And his sister was like, hey, you the only one that's been doing his hair. He love when you do his hair. And he would love for you to do his hair for his casket. Mm. I mean, that was the first, when I tell you the first time I was like, dang, I don't want to be mean. But then again, me as a person, I don't like looking at dead bodies and playing around with dead folks. So, I asked so many people, like, what you would do? What would you do? Like, she didn't want to get nobody else but me to do it. But what would you do? Would you take the nice gesture, and help them out, or would you just charge a service and go do it, or would you just flat out say no for your sake, like mentally your sake? Because mentally, for my sake, I couldn't do it. Okay, y'all. Girl. My bad, I was reading the message. But yeah, mentally for your sake, would you do somebody's hair that's dead, that's not a relative, for the money? I ain't gonna lie, I asked about every person that sat in my chair. I asked these people because I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I said, regardless of which, if they do accept the payment I gave them, I know for a fact if I walked in that thing morgue and he was laying on that thing on the table, I was like, hell no, bump that. I can't do it, and probably would have made the whole agreement of doing it, cause it just would have been me and him. I can't fathom, like, no, I don't think I can do it. And I really was like, yeah, I think I can do it, cause he gonna be laying there and I can just do this first row. But I think she wanted his whole head done. I don't know. I even talked to one client, and she said her dad. She told me, oh, if you was gonna do the head, if you was gonna do somebody's head, her daddy had a funeral home. She said, oh, if you was gonna do somebody's head, her daddy, he's so used to them. He just so used to being in a funeral home. He'll lift the person up for you to get the back of the head and everything. And I'm like, like, for what? Like, if they there, like laying there, like you can only see like the front of their head. Like why you going trying to get the whole head? Yeah, well, okay. So yeah, um, that was kind of weird. That was weird. But yeah, I didn't do it. Because for one, the amount that I told her, she didn't want to do it. But I'm like, come on now, like what you think? Like what do you expect? Like you think you finna pay regular price to get somebody hair done? This a whole different situation right here. And you don't want to pay no, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm low key happy. I ain't gonna lie, I'm low key happy she didn't want to pay it. But I'm like, how you deny and it wasn't even that high. It wasn't even that high, like a couple of hundred. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even that high. I think it was like a couple of hundred. I ain't even hit the thousands on her ass, and she did not want to pay. But it's cool, cause I was like, cool. I'm cool. Thank you. I didn't want to be mean and say hell nah, but you know I did give her a price and she didn't want to pay it, so that's cool. It was cool. But yeah, I feel bad because I feel like he had a bright future as a basketball player, and you know he was drinking and a lot of them around here like to drive fast. I think they say he hit a curve and didn't make the curve, and that's how it happened. And you know, flew out the window and all. So, um, but yeah, and after him, I had a client. He was in the car with his best friend, and they was going to see he was staying out at his best friend's house, going to see his best friend girlfriend, which I don't think he had a curfew or his curfew was late. But my client that passed, his dad didn't play. When I tell you, if they were staying out at his house, they wouldn't have been out that late. Not no 12 o'clock in the morning. His dad ain't play them games. He would have been in the house. So he was standing out at his friend's house, and they was out. They was out around that time. He went to go see his girlfriend. They left on a dirt road. Probably was speeding. Probably seen a deer. Don't know the exact story of how they crashed on this dirt road. I know it had speeding involved. They crashed. My client died because they hit a tree. Hit a tree on the passenger side, and he was only 15. The driver was okay, but I think he got hurt real bad. And it was a boy in the back seat. He was the one able to get out the car. He was hurt too, but he was able to get out the car and run up the dirt road. If y'all know anything about dirt roads in any country, sometimes you have to run a little ways before you get to a house. So he was able to get out the car, run to the nearest house, and get them to call the police. But my client, he died from the impact. Yeah, and I felt so bad. I felt that. That's one I felt so bad for him because he was a sweet. When I tell you his daddy raised him right, his daddy was a farmer, or his daddy is a farmer. He grew the watermelons and all that. He had that boy out there lifting up watermelons to people, and you know the old folks. He'll put them in the trunk for him, and he was real respectable. He was raising his son like I'm talking about to be a farmer and to be respectable. And you know, I could see when he came into the shop, he just had that same demeanor as his dad. Yeah, and he worked with his dad, and his dad, I could tell it hurt him. His dad disappeared for about a good 5 6 months. Both parents, because I knew both parents of the kids. Because the other little boy, who was the driver, he used to come and get his hair cut, and I used to do his dad hair. So I think that kind of, I don't know, when I tell you it kind of made the city kind of weird. It's like it put like a separation between your son killed my son, and you know what I'm saying, kind of. And I ain't see both of them stopped coming to the shop. It was kind of weird around that time. Like everybody just came to like a standstill, and we like, dang, I ain't heard from such and such. Like, yeah, I ain't heard from them either. Like, dang, where they at? So I think everybody had to come, like, you know, just let it die down. And then we finally, my client, you know, his dad finally showed up to the shop one day, and it kind of seemed like it was more peace. when he came, because he was on a like, he loved his son, but he know God don't make no mistakes. He was on that type of time when he came. So I was good seeing him in good spirit. But yeah, y'all, that was kind of messed up too. And I had another client that paid. I got so many freaking stories about these clients. It's sad. It's like whenever you're doing hair, you come in contact with so many people, and you just see. And I remember them. This the way I remember them, in these ways. So I remember them in good ways. I don't remember them in no bad ways and nothing like that. I remember them in good ways. But it be the small things that make me remember them. Like the guy that I'm finna tell y'all about. He did he had life in prison. He got out. I did his hair probably about 2 or 3 times, and the guy I worked with, he was like, he just got out of prison. He did life in prison. I was like, no, you know that. I don't know nothing about that man. He was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. He was a big time drug dealer back in the day, and he was big dog, like head huncho. But I was like, oh, okay, okay. But the guy that came that I seen, he wasn't on that level no more. Like what people remember him as, he didn't. I don't. I think he had changed his life around. And when he came, he talked to me. He was regular degular. Like, he wasn't no big time drug dealer like how everybody trying to make him seem like he was in his past. He was a whole different person from how I met him. He was a whole different person. And he came to the shop one day. I ain't seen him in probably about a good 5, 6 months. He came to the shop one day. He was like, I'm gonna have to get in your chair. I gotta get my hair done. I said, all right. So he set an appointment. He came to his appointment. So after I did his hair, I post his pictures all the time. I probably had posted his picture probably a week before his incident. Probably about a week before. So I come to the shop. My coworker's like, old buddy passed, right? I'm like, who? So, because I don't know nobody. So he had to show me a picture. I'm like, I just did his hair. Like, what the hell happened? Like, what, I always say I just did the hair. Somebody go home and poop that night. But I just always be feeling like I'd be like, damn, I just seen this person. I just did this person. Because I'm pretty sure with the fact that I just did his hair, they probably didn't touch his hair when it comes to, funeral arrangements and stuff. I had just did it. But, oh, my bad. Cancel that. Due to the incident, okay, whatever happened when he was in prison, whatever happened with the drug dealing and all that, he had some bad, they saying while he was in prison, he had life. He got out because they saying he got out because he snitched. And that's how he got out. So whomever the person was that he snitched on was still in prison when he got out. So he was out of prison. I did his hair probably about 3 times. So that means he was out of prison for a whole year. Soon as the person that he so-called snitched on got out of prison, probably about a week after he got out of prison, which I'm like, how y'all don't see the connections? Like, do we need to call First 48? You know what I'm saying? Because the person y'all so-called claim he snitched on, get out a week later, this man come up dead. You know what I'm saying? Come on now, do we need to call First 48? Like, what's going on? Like, come on now, be for real. But the person that got out was, I think they knew each other from back in the day. So he held on to that grudge for a long time. But my client, he was at his house. I guess he had multiple houses or 2 houses or whatever in the country. This house was specifically in the country. So they said it had to be somebody that knew where he stayed at based on where the house was at in the country. Going to the woods and all that. You got to know somebody live in the woods. But he was in the house sleep. The article said about 2-3 o'clock in the morning, somebody reported a house on fire. And one of the firefighters came to the shop and he said the house was burning so long. Like, you know, whenever a house is on fire, sometimes the firefighters get there and be able to put it out and it's still some house intact. But they said the house was burning so long, they couldn't even, it wasn't no house. It was burned that long. That's how you know he was in the woods. And I'm assuming the only reason why somebody knew the house was on fire because the vehicle was parked close. His vehicle was parked close to the house, and the fire caught the vehicle on fire, and it caused, I don't know if it caused a loud bang, probably from the tires or like an explosion, but it caught other people's attention, and that's how they knew the house had been burning. But he was in the house, and his niece was in the house. So the firefighter guy that came, that was on scene, he said he was at the front door, which he could have been the one to open the door and got shot. He was at the front door. They went to the back of the house where the niece was sleeping and shot her, and then they set the house on fire. So they said either the house got set on fire first, or they set the car on fire, and the car caused the house to catch on fire. But it wasn't really nothing of them because of how bad it burned down. I think that was the most crucial, horrible stories I done heard about one of my clients and how they passed. I I don't know. Like, you really, like, I don't know, like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but with meeting people, I'm already like, what they call an introvert. I'm like, I don't really like to meet new people. And then when I meet people, I don't really like to talk to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like shy. Not really shy, but I'm like, I'm going to speak to you and stuff. But I'm still going to do my own thing and sit over here in this corner. You know what I'm saying? And observe. I'm that type of person. But with doing hair, I have to talk to people. I have to engage just a little bit. Like, you know, when they come in, hey, how you doing? And if they get on their earpiece and I get on my phone and I put a movie on and we just be chilling and enjoying until I'm done. And then some of them, you know, they sit down and they got telling their whole life and I just be like, for real, you know. I say a little bit. I don't really, you know, give my opinion a lot. I just listen because maybe that's they, you know, they need to get off their chest or whatever. Sometimes I just be that ear for them. But yeah, I don't really do people like a lot. Like, I don't know. Like with this YouTube thing, I wasn't going live for a long time. They were like, you should go live. I don't go live like that. I don't even post pictures of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just chill. Like, you know, I do hair and I post hairdos. Why you want to see me? Folks be coming to the shop, popping their head in, trying to see me. Oh, you look different Facebook. What you mean? Like, I don't post pictures on Facebook. What you mean? So you don't went all the way back to like 2015 or 2016 or 2012 when I used to post pictures just to see what I look like. That's what you did. Cause I know for a fact I don't post pictures on the regular like that for you to even say, oh, you look different from your pictures on Facebook. But it's people like that. Be trying to see what you look like. I want to be like, yeah, I know the singer Her. I wanted to be like her, like how she used to get on stage and have the whole stage blacked out. It's just a little silhouette of her, and you just hear her singing because she wanted people to hear her voice and not. This is what I got from her. I don't know if that was the reason why she did that, but to me it seemed like she wanted them to hear her voice and not, oh, she looked good, or she got a big booty, she got like, she didn't want that attention. She wanted you to just hear her voice. So me, I want you to just see my work. You come to get your hair done, come get your hair done. It's not about me. It's about this client and me transforming this client from they think they look bad to looking beautiful when they leave. They may look better than me walking out because I just be, you feel me? I'm gonna dress down. I'm gonna dress down because I used to try to, you know, put on some decent clothes, and then I walk in the shop. I'm in a barber shop, so walking into a barber shop looking somewhat decent, and you out here making money. Oh, you finest thing walking. So guess what? I started dressing like a, not dressing like a bum, but I just started being relaxed, more relaxed, put my joggers on. You know what I'm saying? Just, I didn't put my nice shoes on and stuff like that. I work better like this. So it ain't about no attention. I don't want to be out here with no short shorts and no, you know what I'm saying? Just, I can, I can put some nice clothes on and kind of work. But for me, I ain't finna get my shoes dirty. Still, I'm not finna get my shoes dirty. So it's about, me coming to work and be comfortable at the end of the day. But I don't want to be on here talking too long, like too long, and then my client come and I'm gonna jump off. So I'm just gonna get off real quick and probably get back on later because there's people pulling in. I feel like one of these calls gonna be about to be 11 o'clock. So yeah, the main thing I did want to talk about, like, with my client, the most recent one, you know what I'm saying, these kids out here using these guns, the violence is really getting out of hand with these kids. And my client, he was going to be a senior this year. He's not going to be a senior no more. They have not given him the time frame. All of this just happened. He ain't seen a judge yet. You know what I'm saying? They probably just got him and take him to jail or whatever and hold him. I don't know, but I know I can't do his hair no more. That's all I know. He might be looking at life. He might be looking at 20 years, 30 years. I don't know. It depends on how the story play out. But from what I'm hearing with him going to go get that gun, I watch for the first 48 all the time. And they say it's premeditated and you had time to think about it. So, I mean, if you were scared and went home and got your gun, you just, you know what I'm saying? Stay on. It wasn't even worth it. Even the story of him fighting over a female, I bet he like, man, that shit was not worth it. I feel bad for him. Me and my co-worker, and we just keep randomly talking about the conversation because it's real. Like, you hear all the time, like, oh, these kids, they getting younger and younger and they killing each other left and right. But when it's so close to home, when it start getting close to home, it start hitting a little different. About when you hear the stories, it start hitting a little different. Yeah, because I didn't know the little boy that got shot. I didn't know him. But and then he said the way he shot him, I'm like, dang, did he meant to do it on purpose? Because he told me he just walked up to him and shot him like this in the mouth. Like, was you trying to say nigga and then it went off? Oh, because who shoot like that? It wasn't his gun. Probably wasn't no safety. So who shoot like this? I don't shoot, but you what I'm saying? I thought he would have at least said it would have been straight and he cocked it to the side like he was a little thug or something. But you talking about coming from up here and shot somebody in the mouth. Like, huh? What was you trying to do? I said he better off he had a better chance of just hitting him with the dang gun. If you're gonna shoot like that, you could have just hit him with the dang gun, and I'm pretty sure he would have felt that, he would have backed up. I just be out here rambling, y'all. But it was bothering me. I had to come out here and talk about it because I be losing clients and all I be hearing, Keita, that was your client, ain't it? That's your client? Yep, another one. He done lost some clients too. But I think on the regular, it's been my clients. And I'm like, God dang. So I had to go to my book, go to April 9th for 11:30, and mark his name off. It ain't even about the money. It's not about the money at all. Because I get clients from Florida, Georgia, and Alabama. So it's not about the money, you know what I'm saying? It's about these people just losing their lives over senseless stuff. Senseless crimes. Like, he's 17. He got time to think about that one. Yeah. Oh, no. I ain't got no moves on my Monopoly game, y'all. They robbing me. Tearing down my houses. If y'all got Monopoly, I need to trade some cards. I need some new friends on my Monopoly. Y'all let me know. I'm tired of these folks. These so-called friends on my Monopoly. They be tearing my houses up. I be working. They robbing my house and stuff and knocking down what I done built. I'm so tired of this dang on game. But I'm a long way. You know, I only play games and I'm doing this. Man, whatever. But yeah, y'all have a good rest of y'all day. I'm tired of these folks.